Waitress insults black customer. Her shock when she finds out. Who owns the restaurant? Part 1. Mary worked at Oakfield's restaurant for 3 years. It helped pay for her nursing school. Today was hard. She dropped a tray and dealt with many rude customers. A well-dressed man sat at table 7. He kept asking to change the chef's special dish. Mary felt tired and annoyed. "Look," she said rudely. "Maybe you'd be better off at the cafe down the street that might suit your preferences." Her voice was mean and showed what she really thought about him. The man looked up calmly. He wore an expensive suit that Mary didn't notice because she was so upset. "Is there something wrong with my requests?" he asked quietly. "Some people just don't understand fine dining," Mary said, rolling her eyes. She didn't see the hurt in his eyes. She also didn't notice her boss, Tom, watching from across the room with a worried face. Tom rushed over to Mary and pulled her aside. His face was white with shock. "Mary, do you know who that is?" Tom whispered urgently. "Just another difficult customer." Mary shrugged. She didn't care. Tom leaned closer. "That's James Wilson. He's not just any customer. He owns Oakfield's and 7 other restaurants in the city." Mary felt the blood drain from her face. The man she had been rude to owned the very restaurant where she worked. She had judged him based only on how he looked, never thinking he might be important or have power over her job. "What should I do?" Mary whispered, feeling panic rise inside her. "You need to fix this quickly," Tom replied. "Mr. Wilson rarely visits this location in person. He must be checking how we treat customers." Mary walked back to table 7 with shaking hands. She felt sick with worry. Her job was important to her. Without it, she couldn't pay for nursing school. But she knew she had done something terrible, something that showed the worst part of herself. "Mr. Wilson, I need to apologize to you," she said, her voice trembling. He looked up from his phone. His eyes were calm but serious. "Now that you know who I am?" His question hit her hard. It showed he understood exactly what had happened. "I deserved that," she admitted. "Yes, I'm very sorry for how I treated you." "Tell me, Mary," he said, pointing to the chair across from him. "Would you say sorry if I was just another customer, or only because you found out I sign your paychecks?" She sat down slowly, feeling ashamed. This man was smart. He saw right through her quick apology. "I'd like to think I would," she said after a long pause. "But honestly, I don't know." James Wilson studied her face. He seemed to be looking for something important. "At least you're telling the truth," he nodded. "That's something we can build on." Mary was confused. She expected to be fired on the spot. Instead, he was talking about building something. "What did that mean? I don't understand," she said. "Aren't you going to fire me?" James put down his fork and looked at her directly. "That depends on you, Mary. Everyone makes mistakes. The important thing is what we learn from them." Mary felt a small spark of hope. Maybe she hadn't ruined everything. Maybe there was a way to make this right. "I want to learn," she said. "I'm really ashamed of how I acted." James nodded. "Good. Then come to my office tomorrow at 2 p.m. We have a lot to talk about." As Mary walked away from the table, she felt different. She was still afraid about her job. But something else was happening too. For the first time, she was seeing how her actions affected others. She was seeing how quickly she had judged someone based on nothing but her own bad mood and unfair ideas. Tomorrow would change everything. She didn't know how yet, but she knew this moment would divide her life into before and after. And maybe, just maybe, the after would make her a better person than she had been before. Part 2. The next day, Mary stood outside James Wilson's main office building. It was tall and made of glass, nothing like the cozy restaurant where she worked. Her hands shook as she pushed the door open. The woman at the front desk smiled at her. "You must be Mary. Mr. Wilson is expecting you. Take the elevator to the top floor." Mary's stomach felt tight as the elevator climbed higher and higher. When the doors opened, she stepped into a large, bright office with windows all around. James Wilson sat behind a big desk, reading papers. "Mary," he said, looking up. "Please sit down." She sat in the chair across from him, her back straight and stiff. "Mr. Wilson, I want to say again how sorry I am about yesterday." He put his papers down and looked at her carefully. "Why did you treat me that way, Mary? I'd like an honest answer." Mary took a deep breath. She wanted to make excuses, to blame her bad day or her stress from school, but she knew that wasn't the whole truth. "I was tired and stressed," she began, "but that's not really why. I think I saw you and made quick judgments. I didn't see you as an important person. I thought you wouldn't matter to the restaurant or to me." James nodded slowly. "And do you think that's fair? To treat people differently based on how important you think they are?" Mary felt shame wash over her. "No, sir. It's not fair at all." "Well," James said, leaning back in his chair, "I could fire you. Many owners would." Mary looked down at her hands. This was it. She was going to lose her job. How would she pay for nursing school now? "But I'm not going to do that," James continued. Mary's head snapped up. "You're not?" "No, instead I have an idea." "Tell me, Mary, why do you want to be a nurse?" The question surprised her. I want to help people, to make a difference when they're suffering." "That's good," he said. "Very good. A nurse must see each patient as equally deserving of care and respect. Whether they're rich or poor, famous or unknown, every person deserves dignity." Mary nodded. "Yes, that's true. I believe people can change, Mary. I believe you can change. That's why I'm giving you a chance to prove it." He stood up and walked to the window. "I'm starting a new program across all my restaurants. I'm calling it Equal Service. It will train staff to treat all customers with the same respect no matter who they are or what they look like." He turned back to her. "I want you to help build this program. You'll work with me directly. You'll keep your job at the restaurant, but you'll also spend time here helping create training that teaches others what you're learning now." Mary couldn't believe what she was hearing. "But why me? Why not someone who already knows how to treat people right?" James smiled for the first time. "Because you understand the problem from the inside. You know what it's like to make these mistakes. That makes you the perfect person to help others avoid them." Mary felt tears in her eyes. She didn't deserve this second chance, but she wanted it very much. "I won't let you down, Mr. Wilson." "Call me James," he said. "We'll be working closely together. Your first assignment is to write down everything you've learned since yesterday. Everything this experience has taught you." As Mary left the building, she felt lighter. She had come expecting punishment. Instead, she had found a chance to grow, to learn, and to help others learn too. On the bus ride home, Mary thought about the patients she would someday care for as a nurse. She would see them clearly now, not as important or unimportant, but as people who needed her help, all equal, all deserving of her best care. Her phone buzzed with a text from Tom, her boss at the restaurant. "How did it go?" Mary smiled as she typed her reply. "It went well. Very well. I've got a lot to tell you." Part 3. 3 months passed. Mary worked at Oakfield's restaurant 4 days a week and spent 1 day at James Wilson's office. She helped create the Equal Y service training program. The work was hard but good. Today was special. Mary would lead her first training session with staff from all 8 restaurants. She felt nervous as she arranged chairs in the big meeting room. "Everything ready?" James asked, walking in with a stack of papers. "I think so," Mary said. "But what if they don't listen to me? They all know what I did." James put the papers down. "That's exactly why they will listen. You're not perfect, Mary. You're someone who made a mistake and learned from it. That's powerful." People began to fill the room. Mary recognized some from her restaurant. Others were new faces. She saw a few whisper to each other when they saw her. "Good morning," James said, standing at the front. "I'm James Wilson, owner of Wilson Restaurant Group. This is Mary Green. She's helping me create our new Equal Service program. Today she'll share her story and what she's learned." James nodded at Mary, then sat down. Mary walked to the front, her heart beating fast. The room was quiet. 3 months ago," she began. I insulted a customer because of how he looked. I didn't know he was Mr. Wilson. I didn't know he owned the restaurant. I treated him badly because I thought he didn't matter. Mary paused. Some people looked uncomfortable. Others nodded. Mr. Wilson could have fired me. Instead, he asked me a hard question. Would I have apologized if he was just a regular customer? The truth was, probably not. And that's the problem we're here to talk about today. For the next hour, Mary talked about her experience. She explained how easy it was to judge customers quickly. She admitted her mistakes honestly. Then she showed them the training materials she had created with James. The goal isn't just to treat important people well, she explained. It's to see every customer, every person as important. After the training, a young man named Peter approached her. He worked at one of James's other restaurants. I want to thank you, he said quietly. Last week I was rude to an older woman who kept changing her order. Your story made me think about why I did that. Mary smiled. It's easy to get frustrated. The hard part is remembering that we don't know other people's stories. At the end of the day, James invited Mary to his office. You did well today, he said. Very well. How do you feel? Mary thought about it. I feel like I'm becoming someone different, someone better. James nodded. That's why I didn't fire you that day. I saw someone who could learn and grow. He opened a folder on his desk. I have something to show you. Your training program is going to be used in all my restaurants, but that's not all. I've been talking to other restaurant owners. They want to use it too. Mary stared at him. Really? Other restaurants? Yes. I'm creating a new position. Training director for the Wilson Restaurant Group. The job is yours if you want it. It pays twice what you make now, with flexible hours, so you can finish nursing school. Mary couldn't speak. This was more than she ever expected. Why are you doing this for me? She finally asked. James looked serious. Years ago, someone gave me a second chance when I didn't deserve it. It changed my life. Now I'm passing that chance to you. Mary thought about how far she had come from that terrible day at table 7. She had expected punishment but found opportunity instead. She had faced her worst self and begun to build something better. I accept, she said, and I promise I won't let you down. James smiled. I know you won't. You've already proven that. As Mary left the office, she felt strong. Her mistake had become a turning point. Now she could help others learn what she had learned, that true service means seeing everyone's equal worth. Part 4. 1 year passed. Mary finished her first year of nursing school with good grades. She also ran the Equal Service program full-time. The program now trained staff in 25 restaurants across the city. Mary was busy but happy. One Monday morning, James called Mary to his office. His face looked serious. We have a problem, he said. The Royal Hospital called me. They've heard about our training program. They want us to create something similar for their staff. Mary sat down, surprised. For a hospital? But that's different from restaurants. James nodded. Yes, it is. But they think our approach could help them too. Patients often feel judged or ignored, especially those who are different in some way. Mary thought about this. In her nursing classes, she had learned about healthcare and bias. Some patients got better care than others because of who they were or how they looked. I see why they're interested, she said. But I don't know if I can help with that. I'm not a doctor or nurse yet. James smiled. But you understand the problem, and you know how to teach others about it. The hospital wants you to meet with them next week. Mary felt nervous but excited. This was a big opportunity. I'll do it, she said. The next week, Mary went to Royal Hospital. She met with Dr. Helen Brown, the hospital director. We've heard wonderful things about your program, Dr. Brown said. Our hospital serves many different communities. Some patients tell us they don't feel respected here. We want to change that. Mary listened carefully. Our restaurant program focuses on seeing each customer as equally important. In a hospital, that means seeing each patient as equally deserving of care and respect. Dr. Brown nodded. Exactly. Can you help us create training for our staff? I'll try, Mary said, but I'll need to learn more about how hospitals work. For the next month, Mary spent 3 days a week at the hospital. She watched how doctors and nurses talked to patients. She noticed that some patients were treated differently based on how they looked, how they spoke, or where they came from. Mary worked hard to create a new training program called Equal Care. It used many of the same ideas as equal service, but focused on healthcare. Dr. Brown loved it. This is exactly what we need, she said. We'll start training all staff next month. Mary felt proud but also strange. She was still a nursing student. Who was she to teach doctors and nurses? That evening, she met with James for dinner at Oakfield's restaurant. They sat at table 7, the same table where everything had started. A year ago. You seem quiet, James said. Is something wrong? Mary sighed. I'm helping train hospital staff about treating all patients equally, but I'm not even a nurse yet. What if they don't take me seriously? James thought for a moment. Do you remember your first training session for the restaurant staff? You were nervous then too, but your story was powerful because it was true. You had made mistakes and learned from them. This is different, Mary said. These are doctors and nurses. They save lives. And they're also human, James replied. They make the same kind of mistakes we all do. Your message is just as important there as it is here. Mary nodded slowly. I guess you're right. It's all about seeing people, really, seeing them for who they are, not what we assume about them. As they finished dinner, Peter, the young man from the first training, came to their table. He was now a manager at Oakfield's. Mary, I heard about the hospital program. That's amazing, he said. Mary smiled. It's a big challenge. You'll be great, Peter said. You changed how I see people. You can do the same for them. As Mary walked home that night, she thought about how far she had come, from a tired, judgmental waitress to someone who helped others see the value in everyone, all because one man, James Wilson, had seen something in her worth saving. Part 5. 2 years later, Mary stood in front of a large room at Royal Hospital. Today was special. The Equal Care program was celebrating its success. Hospital staff, restaurant workers, and community members filled every seat. 2 years ago, Mary began, I made a terrible mistake. I judged someone based on how they looked. I thought they weren't important. That mistake changed my life. The audience listened quietly. Many knew Mary's story now. It had become famous in the city. Today, over 50 restaurants and 5 hospitals use our training programs. Thousands of workers have learned to see each person as equally deserving of respect and care. Mary looked around the room and saw James Wilson sitting in the back. He smiled at her. Beside him sat Dr. Brown from Royal Hospital. I want to share some good news, Mary continued. Patient satisfaction at Royal Hospital has improved by 40%. Restaurant customer complaints are down by 30%. These numbers matter, but the real success is in the stories. Mary pointed to a screen behind her. Pictures appeared showing restaurant staff and hospital workers with customers and patients. Peter from Oakfield's helped an elderly man who couldn't read the menu. He spent an hour reading every item aloud. The audience clapped as Peter stood up, smiling shyly. Nurse William from Royal Hospital stayed after his shift to translate for a family who didn't speak English well. He made sure they understood their father's care plan. Nurse William waved as people clapped for him. These are the real successes, Mary said. Small moments of seeing people clearly and treating them with dignity. After the celebration, Mary met with James and Dr. Brown in a small office. We have something to tell you, James said. Dr. Brown and I have been talking. We want to expand the program nationally. We're creating a new organization called Equal Treatment Foundation. Mary was surprised. Nationally? That's amazing. Dr. Brown nodded. Yes, and we want you to lead it. Mary couldn't speak for a moment. Me? But I haven't even finished nursing school yet. You'll finish next month, James reminded her. and no one understands this work better than you do. Mary thought about her journey. From a waitress who insulted a customer to the leader of a national program, it seemed impossible. "This isn't what I planned," she said slowly. "I always thought I'd work as a nurse in a hospital." "You will help more people this way," Dr. Brown said. "You'll change how thousands of healthcare workers treat their patients." Mary looked at James. "None of this would have happened if you had just fired me that day." James smiled. "I saw something in you worth saving. And look what you've built with that second chance." 3 months later, Mary stood in her new office at the Equal Treatment Foundation. Pictures hung on the wall, the restaurant where it all began, the hospital where the program expanded, and Table 7 where she had insulted James Wilson years ago. Mary's assistant knocked on the door. "Your first team meeting starts in 5 minutes. Everyone's here." Mary nodded. "Thank you, I'll be right there." Before leaving her office, Mary looked at a small frame on her desk. Inside was a note James had given her at her nursing school graduation. It said, "What matters is not the mistakes we make, but what we learn from them. You have learned well." Mary smiled and walked to the meeting room. 20 eager faces looked up at her. They were the first trainers for the national program. "Welcome," Mary said. "I'm going to tell you a story about a mistake I made and how it changed everything."